so our breakfast. Small one, but just to get going. And mount on pebbles and ride out into the day. Oh, we're just gonna be yet again visiting the trough first. Always forget about it. To splash a bit of water on our face to get woken up. But Úžice it is. I wonder if it's even gonna be good for anything, but it kinda makes sense because there was a mention of him not being happy about it all. He might be having some kind of ideas how to persuade him. Maybe he's gonna be even like an extra witness for the defense, who knows. Maybe the book was everything that we were supposed to be getting from him. That's a long road. And whether he has to talk to Hanka, it's gonna be quite an interesting decision still. Because the Inquisitor, it's gonna be kinda unlikely that the Inquisitor won't be learning about it. It's a possibility, but it seems kinda... With how he has been shown to know a lot of things around about us, it seems unlikely that he wouldn't find out. So I'm not entirely certain on that. You should be trying to convince her in here, but we cannot really know where it's gonna be heading. Can you stop? Can you stop? Can we even talk to you? It's a question. Here we can talk to him.
God be with you.
Okay.
Father,
We
I'm
can
here
talk about
Johanka
it.
again.
Great.
You remember what I told you about her?
Of course. It's not the kind of thing that happens every day.
True. And now the Inquisitor, Bishop Yaroslav of Benishov, has come to Sasau. He had Johanka locked up, and he wants to put her on trial for heresy.
Shit. That sounds like a really fucked up situation.
That
Exactly.
does.
Father, I wanted to ask if you'd come to the court and say something. Something learned in Johanka's defense.
What could I possibly say? I only know what you told me. I've never even laid eyes on this Johanka. I'd be of no use to you at all.
Oh. If you're sure.
You advise me though.
And could you advise me what to do?
Tackling the papal inquisitor? Best advice is don't do it. But let's see.
Okay, this is
I
great.
gave you
Can we
those
get at
writings
least
from
something?
Matthew of Yanov, didn't I?
Mm-hmm.
He was a great scholar. Maybe something in that would convince the Inquisitor. The Inquisitor will interrogate Johanka too. Try and get to her, and tell her to do whatever the Inquisitor asked of her. Even to recant what she said. That ought to help.
All right.
Okay,
I'll
so
try.
he's basically
Thanks,
telling
Father.
us to talk to her.
Jesus, lad. This is some serious mess you've gotten yourself mixed up in.
So right now both of them are right about now telling us to basically go and visit her and try to talk her out of it. So okay, so we should be probably doing that.
I see you know how to wield a sword, Father. I wouldn't have expected that from a man of the cloth.
With a stick.
I practiced with a stick.
Yeah, we have talked about it before, I guess.
Reminder of my youth and days gone by, and it helps keep me in good form. Good luck then.
Okay, so good for... Thank you for all the information. That was actually rather helpful. So, thanks, dude. Wasn't a wasted journey. Glad about that. There was also the parish priest in Rovna, but maybe he could be talking to us, but I mean, like, he probably doesn't have anything to do with this. So in that case, let's head here. I think that's gonna be it. And one long fast travel, but still a whole lot faster than if you were going on our own. It actually took us, we arrived about 30 past 10, so like about 4 or 5 hours almost to travel from Sázava to Užice. So we should be there at about 4 PM, something like that. Unless we get an ambush somewhere, of course. And we should be, before the trial, probably reading the book again, just to make sure we don't screw up something. And we do respond properly. Okay, so there we are. So where is the stockade with her? It's gonna leave the horsey here.
If your husband is murdered, our properties will be here. Come and get them.
Let's wash ourselves and go and visit. It's somewhere behind here, right? Okay. Seems to be from the right side, from inside here. Nobody watch. Nothing interesting to see here.
Hey, clear off. No one's allowed to talk to your hunker. Bishop Yaroslav's orders.
Okay, that's interesting. I can apparently clear it off on the I'm from the bishop. I'll pay is probably not gonna be working all that well. If I say I'm from the bishop, that's not gonna be really making it nice. Okay. I'll pay could be screwing it all together. I'm thinking those two are gonna be actually exclusive. I need to be succeeding on the first one, on the first try, so it is a fairly interesting decision. We're having a rather nice relationship and 73 on the like reputation out of 100. No, if I'm going to be saying that I'm from the bishop, there's a pretty good chance that it's gonna be trickling to him. So I'm gonna be going with the pay.
I'm sure the bishop wouldn't mind if you had to go and answer a call of nature, and if it were a nice long call, there'd be a few groschen in it for you.
Don't even try it. I'm warning you.
Let's go into some arrangement. We have a really high speech at 19. That's really high. He only had 5, so it's apparently
Come on now.
might be
Just between
working.
the two of us. Johanka is my friend. She has no one else but me. The Inquisitor will surely take her away, and I'll never see her again. I just want to say goodbye to her before she disappears forever. What would you do in my place?
Well, since you put it that way, but I'd be taking a big risk, disobeying the bishop's orders. You'd have my head for it.
Of course. I wouldn't expect you to put yourself at risk without a reward.
300. Let's not be a cheapskate. This is important. Let's give him the max.
All right, go on then, but make it quick.
I wonder if this
Sure.
also maybe influences if the
Thanks a
bishop
lot.
learns about it. If
I know
basically, if you tell him, if you give him too low amount of money, then they will be prattling a bit more. And if you give them a lot, then they're gonna be keeping their mouths shut. I wonder. We'll see.
Johanka, are you alright?
Yes, Henry. I'm fine. I'm glad to see you.
I spoke to the Inquisitor. He wants to put you on trial.
I know. It's all in God's hands now.
No, it's not. I mean, it is, of course. But the bishop has allowed me to defend you.
You want to defend me? Thank you, Henry. That's very kind of you. But you needn't bother. Our Lady won't let anything bad happen to me.
No,
I am her
we'll see.
instrument, and I am completely
We
in her
will see.
hands. Everything that's happening is her sacred will.
But I won't stand by with my arms folded. You need someone to testify for you. As I said, I will defend you.
If you insist. Maybe it's the will of the Virgin that you came to me. So be it then.
It's kinda unimportant right now talking about the pilgrimage, right? Maybe it's gonna be like endearing her to our idea.
I went to Ujits, like you asked.
That's good, Henry. I hope you purged yourself of your sins.
I did the pilgrimage of penance, like you said. And in the church, I begged the Virgin Mary for forgiveness.
And she will bless you, Henry. You're a good man. Remember that. And don't stray into wrongdoing again.
I won't. I made a donation to the church, too. And the parish priest there, Father Godwin, he was asking about you.
Was he? What did you tell him?
Oh, just about everything that's going on and the things you were saying. He was quite moved by it, to tell the truth. He even gave me some writings.
You see? Maybe Our Lady is giving you a sign too.
What did the bishop talk to you about?
What did Bishop Yaroslav ask you about?
All sorts of things. Like how the Virgin Mary visits me, what she shows me, and about preaching to the people. Actually, he was really quite pleasant. He asked me about Skalitz, whether I go to church, and a lot of other things. And in the end, he told me I mustn't speak in public again about the visitations and that. But I couldn't obey an order like that. The Blessed Virgin is testing me, and I have to do what she asks, no matter who or what stands in the way.
I'd say he wasn't too happy about that.
No.
Definitely.
He came there with his men, dispersed the people, and had me arrested and locked up here.
About that trial,
Yes, the trial.
I'll get some people who will testify for you in court. But Brother Nicodemus is worried you'll say things that will make the Inquisitor angry. Please don't do that. You have to talk to him respectfully, answer his questions with humility, and not say anything to annoy him. And don't say anything against the church or priests. Please.
I'll say only what the Blessed Virgin wants me to say.
Please listen to me.
Johanka, please. You mustn't say anything against him or the church. Be contrite. Maybe even admit you might have been wrong about some things. I don't think the Inquisitor is so bad. If you submit to him, he'll drop the charges.
You too now. You're speaking exactly the same as his assistant. The two of you joined forces against me, did you?
I've nothing to do with him. I didn't even know he was here. Believe me, I'm really trying to help you.
You don't believe me anymore, do you?
This is for your own good.
I don't know what to think about these
Reputation
visitations
falling.
and messages. I'm sorry, I'm not learned enough to make sense of it. But I'm only concerned about your good. If you anger the Inquisitor, it won't end well for you, I know it. So now you believe me for a change.
You don't understand. The Virgin Mary entrusted
Right, proper
me
fanatic.
with spreading her message, and I can't let her down. Not now. After everything that's happened, I can't. Otherwise, she won't heal Matthias.
But you have to consider yourself and what's good for you. Surely you don't want to be convicted of heresy? That won't do anyone any good, neither you nor Matthias.
I've already told you. Everything is in the hands of the Blessed Virgin. I will accept with humility the fate she grants me.
Oh, Sacra. This is going to be a right mess.
Sakra. Okay, I really would be liking to talk to Matthias because he seems to be important to her. Like, maybe he's the last resort to convince her because she's heading downhill real bad. Like, seriously real bad. So let's kind of see if maybe he wasn't talking to us yet. Maybe right now he's gonna be activated or whatever. Because he's stirring around. But I also have to wonder if there is an outcome to this quest when basically if you go around and basically along with it the whole time and support her 100% and convince everybody that there's gonna be an end where even the Inquisitor is basically convinced that it is real. That she's really visited by Virgin Mary. I really wonder if there's such an end. I wouldn't be entirely surprised if there really was. But yeah, if she continues like that, she's in trouble. There's no way in all the 7 hells that the church is gonna let her preach and continue with this. That would be just eroding their power. That's no way, especially at that time of the Middle Ages. You know, like, it's kinda hard. She believes in it and she wants to be just doing what she believes is right. She's apparently even willing to give her life for that. So you can kinda understand the conviction there. But rationally speaking, you know where this is heading. And she's not acting rationally, obviously. Okay, so we cannot talk to him really.
Quiet!
We need to talk to somebody else, like Nicodemus. Nicodemus was the one with the idea. So maybe he does have some continuation right now with this. Yeah.
I spoke to Johanka.
And did you manage to convince her?
I'm afraid not. She's stubborn. She says she answers only to the Blessed Virgin.
Oh dear, Henry. That's not good at all. What about her family? Doesn't she have a relative she might listen to?
No. None of them survived the raid on Skalitz.
She has no one at all left in the world? Poor child.
Okay.
See you later.
Nothing, still. What does the quest give us? Trying to persuade Johanka to speak with humility. Well, yeah, we want to do that, but... how the hell are we supposed to do that? Oh well, there we go.
Matthias? You're better.
Henry? Is it you?
Yes, it's me. Who else would it be?
I'm glad you're here, Henry. I feel a bit better now. I'd even like to eat something. I must tell Johanka.
And overall,
glad.
just obviously don't even from the very beginning, kind of like, don't think that these are messages from God. So we try to temper her from the very start. So it basically follows with the role playing and what we were trying to do here, to try and stop her and make her reconsider at least. I mean, like, she can be still believing all of it, but she needs to be careful about this trial. After the trial, she can be doing whatever hell she wants. She can be doing it somewhere in secrecy or whatever like that. If she really believes it, would be just kind of good if she had a bit of humility. Basically just giving advices and not sermons somewhere to hundreds of people. Maybe that's gonna be like her calling if you can convince her.
Johanka's not here.
Oh? Where is she?
How to begin? Look, things got a bit complicated here. The main thing is, Johanka is in jail, awaiting trial.
What? What happened?
Well, she claims she's being visited by the Virgin Mary. And
Yeah,
seeing
let's go with the
visions.
claims, because we don't
She was
believe it.
preaching to people about it. But this Inquisitor
The
heard
other one
about
was
it and came
if
to
he believed
investigate.
it.
He locked her up, and he's going to try her for heresy.
What? The Virgin Mary? Visiting Johanka?
Yes. So she says. Trouble is, Johanka is very obstinate, and she's likely to say things in court that will just make it worse for her. Listen, Matthias, I need you to go with me and talk to her. Maybe together we can convince her to see sense.
I wish I could. But I'm still too weak to even get out of bed. I'm sorry, Henry. I just can't do it. You know what? Tell her I'm feeling better, and I agree with everything you tell her. Give her this dice. She'll understand. It'll almost be like I was there with you.
Dice? That's from the Theresa's part. We actually didn't steal the dice. That was the idea that she had. So apparently she talked about it to him later. She was having an idea how to court him and convince him to invite her to a ball, pretty much, to dance party or whatever, in the village. So the idea of Johanka was that Theresa should be stealing those dice from him and give it back, and she would be like basically giving it to her, or rather giving it to Johanka, and Johanka would be having an excuse how to visit him, or rather why to visit him and whatnot. And yeah, well, just completely stupid plan, of course. We didn't go through with it, with stealing or whatever. He convinced them otherwise. But yeah, let's gonna ask about it. Henry doesn't know.
It's complicated. Back in Skalitz, Johanka wanted me to take her dancing, but she was too shy to ask.
Yep.
She thought if she took my dice and then brought it back to me, I'd be grateful and ask her to dance. Crazy, I know.
Yep.
That's girls for you. But
You
I
don't
asked
have
her
to
anyway.
explain even.
And that evening, she told me everything.
Girls, eh? I know what you mean.
Henry, please, look out for her. And make sure nothing happens to her.
I'll do my best.
Take care.
No, well, thank you very much. That's quite helpful indeed. I don't think I need to talk to you anymore.
God be with you. Yeah.
Just randomly looking what the boar is enjoying there. Next to... I don't know, what is this actually? Ah, just the top of the crate.
Yeah.
The lid to the crate.
Yeah.
Should be also getting something to eat, I think. You haven't eaten a whole day. Right. Yeah, we're down to only 64. We don't need to be careful about that. I don't think I have any kind of food, but right now, yeah, we are on business. That's gonna be coming later. This is much more important than our filled belly. I also wonder if maybe to visit to Johanka, or rather to Johanka in the break, can be influenced from where you go. If you go from the town, then you might be noticed, and if you go from outside, then nobody's gonna be knowing about it.
Yeah.
You're already there, so I don't think it matters too much. But you could be still just for the funsies, taking the other road. Let's keep the horse in.
Salami, sausages, flavors.
And go the other way. And also let's look at the dice. Matthias' lucky dice. Plain die that brings Matthias luck. I heard he got it himself from bigger dice. Almost seems to assume that it's not exactly all that fair.
Hey!
Yeah, sorry. Interesting loading time.
About that trial,
Guard didn't see
Yes,
anything going around
the
there.
trial.
I spoke to Matthias.
What? But he's lying in a fever, isn't he?
No, he's much better. He asked about you. He wanted to come here, but he's not strong enough yet.
Oh, that's wonderful. You see, Our Lady helped him. And now, I have to do my
Yeah.
part.
But doesn't
Shut
it mean
up.
that you've already done your part?
Well,
Yeah, pretty much. It's
What
kind
would
of
be
a
the point
good
of it
point,
all
pretty good
if the
point to be
Inquisitor
making,
were to
Henry.
have you imprisoned now? Or even worse.
it's a message. A final test. I mustn't fail now, after everything.
But you already passed the Virgin Mary's message on. Many people heard it, and many of them have amended their ways. You certainly haven't failed. Look, Matthias gave me this for you, and he asked me to tell you to look out for yourself.
Thank you, Henry. Go now. I need to rest.
Well, you better do the correct decision here, girl. Okay, we cannot talk to the gods. I was kind of thinking maybe you should be talking to them later again. In case, just to basically make sure they don't tattle. How do we get out of here on a road so that we are not suspicious? No, hello, Cowie. No, I think that actually everything is right about now already. So let's get the dinner and get the fun going. Yeah, and I also needed to read the book. I need to read the book again.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's eat this time here. Having 5. Yeah, it's gonna be still good for the trial, I guess.
God,
So some
preserve
solid
you, good
food.
night. Can I do?
Yes, you can. I want a bit of food and I want something real. So 1 bread roll. And this time it's going to be roast duck. Let's sit alone here.
You are, and good health.
Enjoy our meal. Okay, so roast duck first and foremost, and we're gonna be continuing with bread roll to finish it off. And let's head into the book. So let's read it again. Blah blah blah. Women are more righteous. They observe everything around God a bit more than men. Men are vainglorious.
Now that's more like it.
And therefore women are more likely to be receiving prophecies and whatnot because of that. Hildegard and Bridget. Paris, Nuremberg, Prague, whatever. Hildegard and Bridget, alright. They're gonna be important names there. So I think we're ready. So let's do it. She has hopefully been convinced to be at least tempering what she wants to say. Not to basically go straight out against him. That might be even enough.
Yeah.
Our armor is quite shiny, all of it. We unfortunately cannot repair the Waffenrock, but we need to be keeping it, so it's kind of like it's gonna be decreasing our... how's it called? Charisma.
Yeah.
And whatnot, maybe some speech skill and whatever like that, if it's actually relevant here. But otherwise you're gonna be reasonably fine, I guess. Put pebbles into the stables. Pebbles in the stables, and let's go. Let us go in and see what the trial is gonna be all about. That is interesting. Some suspicious activities. Oh, he's having so many things. So many things here to talk about. That is interesting. Okay, so... Did you only come here on account? This is a very good question, because at the very beginning there was a mention that he seems to be thinking there's something else going on around here. Let's ask about that.
Monsignor, Johanka is just a simple village girl from Scythe. Are all these legal proceedings really necessary?
They are. The mission of the Inquisition is quite unequivocal, and however trivial, this matter has a broader significance.
What broader significance?
No offense, but these things can't easily be explained to an uneducated boy like you.
Well, this is not leading where I thought it could.
I'm pleased that you take an interest. Unfortunately, I don't have time for this now. If you really want to know more, ask my assistant.
We could.
After all, it is also our
We
duty
could.
to guide others through the labyrinth of this world.
Suspicious activities. I'm kind of interested in what this leads into.
Monsignor, I've heard of various irregularities in the province that might be of interest to you.
Very good, my son. A good Christian certainly shouldn't conceal such things.
I hope this is
Please,
not leading anything
speak.
wrong. Okay, you can even end it quickly. can be talking about all of this crap. So Simon the Hermit we helped Waldensians, so we cannot talk about that. Ushit's women and their magic ointment. No, that's something to think about maybe. The devil's skull at the church construction site. Why not? This is fun.
A demon's skull was found on the church building site.
Yes. I heard something about it. A disturbing report. Tell me what you know about it.
It was a deception, sir. Someone made it with evil intentions, to frighten people. I found the skull and brought it to the local knacker. He confirmed it was a human skull with animal horns stuck on.
You did the right thing, Henry, in uncovering the deception and in telling me about it.
Yeah,
there are
definitely.
interesting things going on inside the monastery.
In the monastery? What kind of things?
Circators. Yeah. Intrigues over the election of the abbot.
The monks in the monastery are very concerned with the election of the new abbot. There's a lot of scheming going on over it.
But how do you know about it?
Yeah, I was kind of
How
looking
does a
for that.
servant of the royal hetman come by knowledge of the confidential affairs of the Brotherhood of Monks?
We're not gonna be winning this one. So I heard from someone.
I caught wind of it. I heard it from a novice that the brothers were sending out at night to buy wine for them.
I see. And what was the name of this novice?
Whoa, that's a hard one.
John.
Do you take me for a fool? There's no such novice at the monastery.
Crap.
The prior informed me that someone recently infiltrated the monastery with
Crap.
the
John was the
alien
circator.
acceptance that didn't belong to him.
Damn it.
And his
Should have
description of
said the other
intruder
name of...
fits you remarkably well. Is there anything you'd like to add, Brother Gregor?
Oh, shit. But Monsignor, it's not like that.
It's
can
backfired
And
gloriously.
indeed you will. That I can assure you. And you'll have plenty of time for it. Farewell.
Shit. There we go. No, that's not cool. I shouldn't have gone there. That I didn't think through at all. And why did I say goddamn John when I knew it wasn't one? I was looking for the one that was the bad guy that we actually need to get rid of, but I don't think he was there. I think he was called, I don't know, wasn't he like Antonius or something? I don't think he was there. And those other guys were friendlies. No, this is a, oh come on, this is a major screw up. No. Could have said Yodok or whatever like that, but not a Circator, goddammit. Ah well. Right, proper 6 days in jail. Well, should have thought this through a bit more. Couldn't have. I wonder if this actually screws up the whole trial with Johanka. If everybody's gonna be waiting or not, because trial should be in 3 days. So that would be rather nasty if it did. God damn it. It was another brutal tactical mistake. Well, at this point though, he knows that we're in there, and therefore we know about all the irregularities, so I wonder if we can continue with it. And tell him the rest. No, we are not exactly all that trustworthy, but still. Could be interested in it, at least looking into that a bit more. Week in jail, god damn it. That's a tough one. Disappointed though. Disappointed that I didn't think of this. That's a pretty huge failure. And why did I choose John? That really, I really don't know why. That was complete brain fart in there. I was really just desperately looking for the bad guy, for the bad novice, but he wasn't there, I'm pretty sure. So I should have just chosen like Yodok. That was one of them. Oh, the novices. God damn it. Didn't want to get them in trouble though. Did we fail that, really? Did it really fail the quest? I wouldn't be surprised if it did. No, it probably really did. Holy crap. Holy crap. No, that's something then. Ha! That is pretty brutal. Pretty brutal indeed. But this is, to be honest, not entirely like... not entirely like lifelike or something along those lines. Because if this was in proper moving of the time, then you wouldn't be definitely forgetting about the names of everybody. So you'll be blurting out the name of the bad novice. So you probably wouldn't be caught. I'm kinda curious right now to follow through with this. Talk to Nicodemus and what exactly like happened with her then. I hope that you at least recalled because you talked to her, even without the defense. No, well, this was interesting turn of events. Apparently we're quite hungry. They haven't like fed us the whole time or something? Or underfed us or something along those lines? Weird. Now I wonder how this is gonna end. I'm gonna be reloading for the trial because I want that. And this was just kinda like stupid mishap because of playing this game last half a year ago. Oh, no, actually not half a year. Almost like quarter of a year. 3/4 of a year ago already. So yeah, tell me off or something.
Where's Johanka? What happened to her?
Why weren't you there, Henry? You should have been there. You abandoned her in her darkest hour when she needed you the most. Without your help, there were very few people to speak in her defense. I tried talking to the Inquisitor, but it was futile. Johanka stuck obstinately to the truth as she saw it. She even attacked the church in court. The Inquisitor found her guilty of heresy and sentenced her to have her tongue cut out. It was too much for her. She died soon after.
What about Matthias?
He's gone too. He relapsed and succumbed to the fever. I took both their bodies to Rovna secretly and buried them in the churchyard there. As a heretic, by rights she shouldn't be buried in hallowed ground, but it seemed the right thing to do. I pray the Lord in his infinite mercy will forgive me for it.
Take care.
Damn it, I'm hungry.
Okay, so this is like another official ending, let's say. Because we messed up with the Mr. Inquisitor. So, we managed to fail quite profoundly. We got a save after. Let's kinda like now load. And I'm gonna be trying to say a real novice in there. What? Last is 052? Freaking kidding me? Whoa, oh come on. That's gonna be a lot of stuff still to do, right? No, that might be even like the beginning of the day. Going to Užice and back. No, it certainly is. That's certainly to Užice and back. Mm-hmm. It most certainly is. Okay, so we need to do that, so that we follow through exactly as what we did. Okay, that's unlucky. So maybe you're gonna be right now trying to sleep before the trial, so that we get some kind of save after we then do all this travel. I don't plan to be doing it more than this one extra time, and we might be loading a bit more depending how it goes. Okay, so let's go to Užice. I'm gonna be getting my refreshment in the meantime. Not even there yet, and I'm even back. Yeah, that is taking a long time. This is so disappointing that I made such a stupid mistake. But yeah, well, liking the consequences, of course. That's a good design. Even missing the trial, really good design. Falling into the trap of my own making, I should have thought of that. That he's gonna be, of course, catching us in a lie. But basically that mistake with John, that was just straight panic for me. And the fact that we just played this, like, I don't know, a year ago. It's gonna be almost a year ago when I played in the monastery. So if I played it like yesterday, then I would know the names and whatever like that, what to say.
Ow!
Ow.
Greetings.
Father, I'm here. You remember what I... Of course. Exactly. Oh. And could you...
The Inquisitor...
I would... With it.
Take care.
Okay. So thank you very much for all the info. Can be right now headed in back. Ambush this time. Yeah, well, that's a bit of fun. A little bit of fun with that.
What did you say? What you got to say?
And that's a human that I hear. Or is it? Sure now.
Wait to the
knees, have you?
They're just a band of stupid guys. Nice hit. Is that all of you? Or are we having a few more of you there? You don't even have anything interesting on you, like what the hell? Seriously, dude? Not even some money? They apparently just started robbing people. I have some more friends here. Or was it only the two of you? Yeah, usually in some bigger bands. But those two are probably some loners. Yep, nobody else. Well, that was a short distraction. 2 shots, 2 hits, 2 victories. So overall, very curious that she actually didn't recount on her own. I mean, was she like so disappointed that we didn't show up? That, like, she didn't believe anymore in what I have actually done for her. And therefore, that was like pretty much it of all of it. It's really kind of strange. I don't think about it completely. Because you could be thinking that we have convinced her because of Matthias, and she was caring only about Matthias and nothing else.
Bishop Yaroslav's orders.
I'm sure the bishop wouldn't mind if you had to go and answer a call of nature, and if it were a nice long call, there'd be a few groschen in it for you.
Don't even try it. I'm warning you.
Come on now. I just want to... What would you do?
Well, but I'd be...
Of course.
Yeah, him the top.
All right.
For sure.
Goodbye.
Johanka, are you alright?
Yes, Henry. I'm fine. I'm glad to see you.
I spoke to the Inquisitor. He wants to put you on trial.
I know. It's all in God's hands now.
No, it's not. I mean, it is, of course. But the bishop has allowed me to defend you.
You want to defend me? Thank you. Henry, that's very kind of you. But you needn't bother. Our Lady won't let anything bad happen to me. I am her instrument, and I am completely in her hands. Everything that's happening is her sacred will.
I won't stand by with my arms folded. You need someone to testify for you. As I said, I will defend you.
If you insist. Maybe it's the will of the Virgin that you came to me. So be it then.
I went to Ujits.
And she
It's
will...
kind of the same that we talked
Was
about
he?
before.
Oh, just about. He was. What did?
Oh, that he asked, but
Need to
the
be
So he wasn't-
recounting
No.
all of it. You have already heard it all.
About
Yeah,
you. And
I'll...
you. I don't think
You...
I've nothing to do.
You don't believe...
I don't know what to.
You don't! Not now.
But you have to
I've...
Sakra.
Okay. Alright. Let's go to Brother Nicodemus. Oh, really? Okay.
I spoke to you.
And did you
I'm afraid not.
No, not really.
No.
She had...
Not really. But we do have Matthias right now.
Matthias, you're better.
Henry?
Yes, it's me. You're Look, things. Well, but this. He locked her.
What?
Yes. Trouble is.
It'll almost be like...
Dice.
It's... She thought... Brastra...
Girls, eh?
Henry.
I'll do my best.
Good luck then.
Good luck then. That definitely was as if he was just fine. And didn't have some kind of life-death situation there. Okay, so I'm still trying to see how to make it happen with the sleep-in, because I don't exactly want to be ready to sleep too early, but we need some kind of save at least. Maybe we could be at least doing like sleep and save for an hour. Something like that. It's a kind of like a bit of a exploit, let's say. That might be alright. And we basically finished, we went behind the building. The second time where we went in. Want to be doing it the same. The stutter of course in town on my computer. And when streaming, much more importantly.
About that trial,
Yes, the trial.
I spoke to Matthias.
What? But he's lying in a fever, isn't he?
No, he's much better. He asked about you. He wanted to come here, but he's not strong enough yet.
Oh, that's wonderful. You see, Our Lady helped him. And now, I have to do my part.
But doesn't it mean that you've already done your part?
Well,
What would be the point of it all if the Inquisitor were to have you imprisoned now? Or even worse.
It's a message. A final test.
But you all...
Okay, we have been all through this. And I'm right now thinking about the Inquisitor. And talking to him about the monastery. Because even if you give him the right name of real novice, then how the hell are we going to be coming in contact with the novice? Because novices cannot go out. No, maybe by the virtue of them sneaking out. That would be making a bit of sense. No. Oh well, but we'll be putting them into a lot of problems. Kinda seems a bit of a thing that you shouldn't even attempt. Shouldn't have even attempted in the very first place. Yeah, I should have thought that through a whole lot more. And been a lot more careful about it. Okay, so we also wanted to get dinner. But this time, I'm not gonna be eating it outside, unless it just stops raining. Okay, bread roll. And 1 roast duck. Thank you. We also read the book here. It's probably not gonna be making a ton of difference, but just in the spirit of trying to do it as we did last time. So what's the time? 17. 17. Could be potentially going till the morning. That would be really long. 7 and like 7:14. That could be sleeping like half a day. You don't get a kind of safe anywhere here. Which is rather punishing, but it's for exactly the purpose that you get into the problems in there and spend your time in the break. A bit of a nice twist at the very end. I'm kinda thinking I'm gonna be doing it anyway.
Greetings.
I'd like a beer.
Can I sleep?
All right. For help.
Just the one night?
Sure.
Here you are.
Nice.
I'll be right back.
Thank you for the room. And let's get a bit of a little sleep. Some shut-eye. And then head in. For 2 hours. Hopefully it's gonna be still up. And we're gonna be able to proceed with the trial. Shut-eye in the middle of the day, and let's hurry up and see what we can do with the trial.
Monsignor.
They are.
What?
Unfortunately.
Okay, so we had that as well.
Monsignor.
Suspicious activities,
Really?
yes.
A demon's. It was a deception. I found this.
You did
So I now see with the
There are
monastery.
interesting things going on.
in the monastery.
I think it's gonna be always leading
What
into a
kind of
problem,
things?
but you're gonna see.
The monks in the monastery.
But how do you know? How does a servant of the royal?
I caught wind of it. I heard it from a novice that the brothers were sending out at night to buy wine for them.
I see. And what was the name of this
Yeah,
novice?
that's kind of what could be reasonable. I think at Yodok, for example. And I now don't remember which one it was exactly.
Yodok.
There is a novice of that name at the monastery. I shall have to speak to the prior about these matters. Thank you for bringing this to my attention. If you've nothing else to tell me, you may leave.
Okay, so let's go in somewhere. The rest, now the Yujits women and their magic ointment. That was a very weird thing. We wanted to help them with the priest. I think the priest wouldn't be all that happy if
That's
we
all,
interfered.
All right, Henry. Thank you. But I hope you're not keeping anything from me.
So why did you have Johanka in prison
Why
in the
did you
first
have
place?
Johanka in prison?
If there's something
I
new.
talked to her for a long time about the things she was saying and about her convictions. I warned her that she had to stop preaching in public. And I told her if she had any further concerns, or as she claims, visions, she should come to me. Johanka chose to ignore my warning and continued with her preaching. Obviously, I couldn't turn a blind eye to that kind of disobedience.
No, this is kind of leading me into a bit of a territory where I probably shouldn't be delving into it all that much. You might be getting angry, like, obviously. But yeah, I'm gonna be right now talking to the assistant to actually learn a bit more about things.
I'm honored that a knight such as you takes an interest in me.
The bishop told me this business with Johanka has a wider context, and that you tell me about it.
Oh, very well. If the bishop says so. Look, it's like this. The world as a whole is not in a good state.
When
For
was it ever?
decades, people have been perishing from a terrible sickness, the Black Death. There's an anti-pope in Avignon in France who defies the authority of the throne of St. Peter. The people are frightened. Many of the nobles, instead of caring for peace on earth, are warring one against another. The authority of many monarchs, and even the emperor, is unfortunately too weak to put things to rights. Many scholars have even started to question established truths, and various contentious teachings have appeared, such as those of the Englishman Wycliffe.
The anti-pope?
Unfortunately, that's a very serious and unpleasant topic. In short, alongside the legitimate Pope, the Bishop of Rome, and successor to St. Peter, another was elected and is usurping the highest glory of being Christ's representative here on earth. This is a most lamentable schism for the whole church, and the Avignon usurper must be compelled to give up his unlawfully acquired office, so the church and the whole of Christendom may again be unified.
So, there are two popes?
Not quite. There is only one, but there are those who refuse to recognize him. The election wasn't correct and valid, and I apologize. It wasn't wise to speak to you of this. It will only confuse you all the more. Better forget it. We won't talk about it anymore.
Sure.
The Black Death?
The plague, my child. A dreadful disease that claimed countless lives. By the grace of God, these parts were not much afflicted, but it took a terrible toll in the surrounding countries. First, the Italian ports were stricken, Venice and Genoa, and then nearly the whole of Christendom. Some regard it as God's punishment for our sins, or even a sign of the approaching parousia.
Paro what?
The parousia, the second coming of Christ. The day when he returns to this world will mark the end of the ages. The dead will rise, and all people will face final judgment.
The zombie
for their
apocalypse,
sins.
pretty much.
Oh.
So this is where it comes from.
Do you think that's going to happen?
Most assuredly. But God alone knows when that will be.
Oh. I hope it won't be too soon. You mentioned the Emperor.
God wants unity, a universal order of the world. The Pope, Christ's deputy, and the Emperor, the supreme earthly ruler, crowned by the Pope himself, were instituted in order to preside over that unity. Unfortunately, the gleam of the imperial crown has become somewhat dulled, and his authority is no longer as absolute as it once was. What's worse, his election has become a political game involving many princes, and for a long time, the emperor himself has paid less attention to the affairs of the Christian world and more to his own concerns.
I see. And what about these scholars?
That's complicated. Some reject the authority of the Pope or the Church. Others dispute over the legitimacy of government or the nature of the world. Others rebel against teachings. All of them seek all sorts of arguments and explanations to support their claims and argue with others. All this contributes to uncertainty. One doubt leads to another, and soon heretical ideas take hold.
Ah. Uh-huh.
But don't concern yourself. These are weighty matters for others who are learned in such things.
Of course.
Of course, of course.
Peace on earth.
Yes. Sadly, many countries are torn apart by strife and destroyed by war.
Well, Bohemia
The lands of
being
the
one of
English,
them.
the French, the Italians, and the Holy Roman Empire. Christians are raising their weapons against other Christians. Love for our neighbour has given way to the pursuit of mammon and high office. They plot against each other to gain advantage. You've seen it yourself, right here in Bohemia, and even in Scythe.
Yes. And in Skalitz.
Indeed, my son. Regrettably.
The Black Death?
The plague, my child. A dreadful disease that claimed countless lives.
Yeah, I've already talked about this. I kind of wonder why it wasn't
not much afflicted.
grayed out.
It took a terrible toll in the surrounding countries. First, the Italian, some regarded as God.
That's awful. I don't want to hear any more about it.
Okay, that was because of the second answer in there.
But what does all this mean? What has it got to do with Johanka?
As I say, the order of the world is shaken. Division is spreading, and confusion and iniquity thrive. It's the handiwork of Lucifer, who wants to lay waste to God's creation. Many have succumbed to his false truths and spread them to others. That's why we must be alert to his snares, especially in these times. Be wary of false prophets and stick to the path of the true faith and personal virtue.
There's a charlatan here. No, probably shouldn't be just like ratting people out like that.
And Johanka?
Just so. I fear she too may have been ensnared by Lucifer's deceptions, and the false belief that she's been visited by the Blessed Virgin. These machinations of the devil must be faced and stamped out before they take root and cause more evil. But we must not despair. Even those who have strayed from the right path may be redeemed. And that's why Johanka's case is important, although it may not be immediately apparent.
I understand.
Okay.
Thanks. I won't bother.
Thanks for all the explanation then.
Take care.
Medieval crises. As it drew to a close, the late medieval world was shaken to its foundations. Old certainties fell apart and new hazards and dangers emerged. This crisis was reflected mainly in the demographic, political and religious, cultural and intellectual areas. Plague epidemic ravaged Europe from the mid-14th century on, although Bohemia largely escaped the worst. Even before that, agricultural production was in crisis, as it could no longer feed the burgeoning population of Europe. In the west of the continent, the 100 Years' War was raging between England and France. In the east, the Teutonic Knights were engaged in long-term warfare in the Baltic against the Polish. The Russian principalities were being overrun by the Mongol rulers of the Golden Horde, and the Ottoman Empire, which was to become Europe's prime enemy in the early modern period, was getting increasingly stronger. Alongside these large-scale conflicts, numerous peasant uprisings erupted, especially in the west. Universal unity, an important cornerstone of the medieval world, was shaken by the papal schisms and the long-term failure to resolve them, and disputes within the church itself. Imperial power, which stood for the second pillar of this universal unity in the role of secular power, was restricted to ruler of the Central European lands, especially the German countries, with varying degrees of real power. Okay. I guess let's get it going.
I'm ready, Monsignor.
Excellent. I have also completed my investigation. We may commence then with the proceedings?
Yes.
Good. I will send for everyone who is to bear witness and have Johanka brought before the court. We'll commence first thing tomorrow morning.
Yes, sir.
One more thing. These are solemn proceedings that demand a certain decorum. I won't tolerate any clanking armor or otherwise inappropriate attire. You will wear this robe.
Of course. Thank you, Monsignor.
Very well. Rest now, and we'll meet in the morning. See you later.
Okay. So this proceeding with the part is much more like how it should have been with the monastery. I mean, we have already engaged in it, but then I really wanted to say Yodok. I don't know why I actually said John at the very end, because it obviously I knew that he was a circator and it was going to be Booker. It was just basically a panic moment in there because I just couldn't remember all the names, and I was just trying to remember the wrong guy, but I'm fairly certain it was Antonius and he's not there, so that's why I kind of panicked in here. But Yodok was the one that I was wanting to say, even though I don't know if it's actually the one who we were helping with the wine, if it was him or somebody else. I think it might have been him. I think it might have been him, because I do remember the name in there. So this is much more like how it should have gone the first time. But yeah, well, interesting. Interesting the first, how it actually went. That getting jailed there for pretending to be a novice is screwing up even Johanka.
I, Bishop Yaroslav of Benishov, by the grace of God, Papal Inquisitor, have come here to Sassaw in response to reports of Marian visitations and the preaching activities of one Johanka, a commoner. And I have found indeed that by her arbitrary words she's been leading good people astray and encouraging their rebellion against their betters. Furthermore, Johanka has attempted to usurp the glory that belongs alone to Holy Mother Church, and to appoint herself as an intermediary of the wisdom and grace of Almighty God. This does not behove any lay person, and certainly not a woman. It is therefore necessary to remedy her transgressions, and to investigate the extent and the basis of her misguidance. Or, as the case may be, heresy. Henry of Skalitz has elected to appear here in Johanka's defense, and his wish has been allowed. Anyone who elects to speak here does so before God, and shall be bound by a most sacred oath, to speak only the truth. I will first hear the testimony of Father Fabian, who sent me word of this matter, and who should best know what deeds are done in his parish.
So the red speaks first.
Father Fabian, will you tell us what Johanka has been proclaiming?
Johanka claims that she has received visitations from Our Lady, the Holy Mother of God, who speaks to her in the night. It is an outrageous claim that I hold to be entirely untrue.
And did Johanka come forward to ask your advice regarding these alleged apparitions?
She did not. Instead, she took it upon herself to spread her supposed wisdom to the people.
And prior to this, did Johanka attend church? Did you see her at your sermons, Father?
I did not, Monsignor. What's more, the parish priest of Skalitz is staying at my presbytery just now. Johanka knows him well enough, but she didn't come to see even him. I believe Johanka is deliberately avoiding the church. Instead, she meets her followers secretly in the woods and preaches to them. Either she made everything up, or the devil himself is whispering in her ear.
So there is extra priest here.
If I may, Monsignor, the Virgin Mary really does speak to Johanka.
It's kind of not exactly what I wanted to say, but it seems like
It couldn't be the devil. Johanka lives at the monastery, doesn't she? Close to the cave of St. Procopius.
Let's gonna try to help her a bit.
Who overpowered the devil and cast him down, did he not? The evil
so that
one
it's
would
not
hardly
like
dare
devil
return
there.
to the dominion of the saints to whisper in Johanka's ear. Surely that's obvious.
It's true, Henry, that evil spirits, or even Lucifer himself, would have little power in the vicinity of the remains of St. Procopius.
But the fact that she lives at the monastery doesn't mean that she is not misguided. What's more,
But that
she
other
is
priest,
an
that's kind of interesting that we
interloper
didn't actually
herself,
come up on him.
who would not even be tolerated if it weren't for Brother Nicodemus.
Yes, Father. I am aware of the impropriety of her presence in the monastery grounds. But in this, I must concur with Henry.
Monsignor, would you please hear the testimony of the respected burgher Pavel of Kolin? He will testify that Johanka isn't making anything up.
Well, I'm very curious what this Pavel will tell us. Call Pavel of Kolin.
I actually right now wonder if she then recalls, then it's gonna be a problem for her as well, because we're gonna convince everybody that she is true.
Kolin here, especially you, who makes no secret of your animosity towards Sasau Monastery.
True. Although I have only criticized the monastery in secular matters of property, which concerned a dispute with the town of Kolin, and therefore my duties as a councillor.
Pavel, please tell us about your recent experience.
I'm all ears, Goodman.
Monsignor, some years ago I hid some money in Sasau woods. When I found myself here again recently and heard Johanka's words, I remembered that matter. Johanka made me aware of my inordinate love of wealth, and I resolved to donate the money in question for the common good of Sasau. For this I needed an honest intermediary who would locate the money. In this too, Johanka helped me by putting me in touch with Henry here. By the grace of God, he found the long-lost treasure and donated it for the good of Sasau. The whole matter I regard as the intervention of the Holy Spirit.
An interesting tale, Goodman Pavel.
Not only that, it's also evidence of divine providence, and that Johanka isn't making anything up. She wasn't possessed by an evil spirit. On the contrary, Our Lady really did speak to her.
I must concur with that, Monsignor.
And that really makes completely no sense at this point, because you're the whole time convincing her that it's not it. So this trial is not exactly all that thought through design-wise, it seems to me.
Do you swear that what you say is true, Pavel?
I swear by Almighty God, Monsignor.
Remarkable. Truly remarkable. Very well, Goodman. Thank you for your testimony. You may stand down.
Even if it were true, why would Our Lady choose a simple village girl like Johanka?
Monsignor, with your permission, I'd like to draw attention to the work of the great scholar Matthew.
It's really not going in the direction I was expecting.
He exalted women like Johanna.
Because we are just convincing them that she is true, but we also convince her to
bring shame on what is strong.
Kinda like Rico.
That's why God turns to women who love Christ and blesses them with such visions, so that they can point out and rectify the vanities of men. It can't be heresy if the learned masters of universities write such tracts.
What you say is remarkable. Matthew's work, which you mentioned, does speak to Johanka's benefit, but I wouldn't have expected that someone of your station has even heard of the Master of Yanov. How did you come by his work?
Well, Johanka pressed me to go on a pilgrimage of repentance. I went to Ujits, where there is a Marian church, and there, the parish priest gave me a copy of the text.
That's surprising indeed, especially that you are at all capable of reading such a work and understanding it. You're quite a fountain of unexpected skills, Henry.
Thank you, Monsignor.
Let's proceed then. Is there anything else you want to add, Henry?
Yes. Please call Brother Nicodemus. He has something to say about it. He's a man of learning and knows more about these things than I do.
Certainly. I also wish to hear his testimony. Call him. Nicodemus, for some time you were insisting that the infirmary needed extra pairs of hands. It was only at your request that Johanka, against all accepted custom, was allowed inside the monastery walls. I've already spoken to Abbot Peter about her, but please tell me how Johanka behaved.
Monsignor, I must stand behind Johanka. The girl is a treasure. Selfless, charitable, and good-hearted. She helped more people here than anyone else. I have never seen her do anything that would contradict the behavior of a good Christian. She never discussed questions of faith with me. She was always focused only on her work, which she carried out impeccably.
And afterwards, when she began making claims of Marian apparitions?
Yes. Yes, that's quite an extraordinary thing. The things she preached couldn't have come from any of the brothers, or from books, because she can't read. Therefore, I believe the Blessed Virgin really spoke to her.
Nonsense. She made the whole thing up. Or someone did prompt her. You're very keen to defend her, brother. It makes me wonder whether she didn't get her wisdom from you.
I already said she got none of it from me, and I would never lie before Almighty God. But it seems to me it's the inadequate education of the good parish priest here that's behind his flimsy litany.
What? Am I to be criticized by someone who's more a gardener than a scholar?
Father Fabian, let Nicodemus speak. And you, Nicodemus, stick to the point, if you please.
Certainly, Monsignor. Please allow this humble gardener to put the good priest right, because he evidently knows nothing of the fact that other women before Johanka had similar experiences. Blessed Hildegard of Bingen also had similar visions. And what about St. Bridget, or Elizabeth of Schurnau, or Catherine of Siena? Like them, Johanka here only humbly spreads the message of Our Lady. She does not present herself as an intermediary of divine mercy. Please do not condemn Johanka, Bishop Yaroslav. In my judgment, her visions are genuine and her words sincere.
Thank you, Nicodemus. Your plea is very bold. But what you say about Hildegard and the others is true. You can rest assured, I will consider your words very carefully. Fabian, have you had trouble with heretics before, or had any suspicions of heresy here?
Not much, Monsignor. Now and then there have been traveling preachers and various charlatans here and there. Although, I did recently get reports that there were members of the Waldensian sect hiding in the province.
Waldensians? So there have been heretics concealed here. So, it cannot be ruled out that Johanka also associated with them. Perhaps they are even behind this matter, too. Thank you, Father Fabian. That's all.
I'm glad to have been of service, Monsignor.
I thank you also, Brother Nicodemus. You too may stand down. Call Hoshek, bailiff of Sasau. Bailiff, has there been any suspicious activity here recently?
Well, there have been cumins on the rampage in the woods and on the roads, and all sorts of bands of footpads and brigands around the province. But otherwise, it's all been peaceful and quiet here, Monsignor.
How reassuring. And what of Johanka, bailiff? Has she been inciting the people here?
I couldn't tell you much about her. I hardly know her. She hasn't broken any laws, and folks speak well of her, for the most part. Although it's true, things have been a bit tense here, on account of her speeches.
Continue.
Quite a lot of people have been going to her since she started with that preaching. Some are even convinced she's a holy woman. From what I heard, they bring her small gifts or ask for her advice or blessing.
Sacrilege! People coming for blessings and bringing her gifts. That has all the makings of a cult.
Oh, I don't know, Monsignor. Begging your pardon, but that's overstating it a bit. But it's true. They met outside town, too, and it came to a bit of a skirmish. Nothing serious happened, though. Fellas punching each other in the mouth. If you'll excuse me, Monsieur, that happens all the time. Well, that's about all I can tell you, Monsignor.
Thank you, bailiff. That will be all. And you, Henry, you've been around Johanka more than anyone. Do people come to her for blessings?
Johanka doesn't bless anybody.
Well,
though.
They come to her, yes. But I swear she never blessed anyone. But when someone comes to her, she tries to help them, like a good Christian.
Henry, I'm sure you're aware that to lie here is a mortal sin and a crime.
I do. And I'm not lying.
All right. Anything else?
Nothing else, Monsignor.
Very well. Now, I wish to question Katra, the swordsmith's wife. Bring her here.
Okay, so the Knut is coming forward. Hopefully you're gonna be able to discredit her. Because she's only like some kind of jealous, whatever.
A respected townswoman who has a good overview of what
Nonsensical
goes
woman.
on in Sasau. As you told me earlier, will you tell me now what you know of Johanka and her deeds?
Yes, I'll tell you everything, Monsignor. Johanka has been putting ideas into people's heads and causing chaos. What right has she to preach to us? A simple girl like that. As if we were bad people here, and she herself is a sinner. And an adulterer, a loose woman she is, who goes with anyone. And even fornicated with the custodian, Sir Sebastian.
Forgive me, Monsignor, but Katra isn't telling the whole truth.
What do you mean, Henry?
She's the one who set a band of thugs on Johanka, several times, to cause trouble for her and threaten her. She wanted to drive Johanka out of town. That's not the deed of a good Christian, plotting intrigues like that. She admitted it all to me.
Is that true?
I only did what was necessary to stop her from bringing us to harm.
Monsignor, you can see yourself that Katra holds a grudge against Johanka.
Yes. I must agree with Henry. In view of your apparent antagonism towards Johanka, whatever the reasons for it, I cannot allow you to influence these proceedings.
Nice.
You should have reported your concerns to Father Fabian instead of acting willfully as you did.
But she's bringing us nothing but trouble.
I will be the judge of her transgressions, not you. Nevertheless, I have also heard rumors of Johanka's immorality that cannot be ignored. Bring here the Sasau custodian, Sir Sebastian von Berg. Sir Sebastian, my apologies for raising the matter, but doubts have been cast on your virtue. I have been told that you have shared your bed with Johanka. Is it true?
Monsignor, with respect, this is surely some mistake. Johanka is not a bad girl, and by no means a heretic.
Noted. Now please answer my question. Did you share your bed with Johanka or not?
Yes, but she's not...
Silence! So, Johanka not only incites rebellion against the nobles, but also seduces them into sin and immorality.
Oh.
Ah, that kind of thing goes on all the time. On every farm there's some maid who's obliged to let the farmer fuck her. And under every
Didn't expect it's gonna be going
there's
this
a
way.
wench or two
I
who
didn't
has a
exactly
child
want
with the
to
local lord.
throw him
Enough.
under the bus there too much.
Do not abase these proceedings with your tavern
Didn't
talk.
expect this is gonna be coming this turn.
Monsignor,
Like
let's
going
put a
this
stop
way.
to this.
That's
It's undignified for us both, and for Johanka. She's no heretic, just a confused young girl to whom fate has been less than kind. Her confusion will pass. All it needs is for someone to explain to her the error of her ways. There's no necessity for extreme measures.
Sir Sebastian, be so kind as to leave the judgment of Johanka's transgressions to me. You may go.
not entirely certain this somehow helped or whatever. It did, and I would have gone if
You proved yourself a good servant of the
If
church
I
when
didn't
you told
even
me your
mention it to
disturbing
him before.
findings concerning the situation hereabouts. You've been very keen to appear here in Johanka's defense. You've said a lot about her, but please, Tell me why you've been helping her all this time.
Because I don't know anyone like her. She endured what would destroy most people and never gave up. She never wasted time feeling sorry for herself. Instead, she helped others, even at the cost of her own suffering. And she helped to redeem me, too. It's a pity everyone isn't like her.
It seems you speak sincerely, and you hold her in high regard. Your sincerity before God carries great weight. Thank you. That will be all, Henry. Nothing remains
let's not
but
be
to
too
question
clever.
Johanka herself. Johanka of Skalitz, you've heard the accusations brought against you, and we have also heard several testimonies. I already questioned you earlier, and it has also come to my attention that Henry here bribed a guard to allow him to see you in your cell, which I expressly forbade.
Crap, they spoke.
Johanka, do you wish to revise the answers you gave earlier, or do you stand by what you said?
I stand by everything I told you.
So be it. I expressly forbade you to continue preaching, and you promised not to do so. You defied my instruction and broke your promise. Why?
Forgive me, Monsignor. But I could do nothing else. Our Lady asked me to do it, and I couldn't refuse her. She did visit me. But now I admit that
Okay,
I
that's
might have
promising.
been wrong about some things. I don't understand these learned matters, and I was too hasty in speaking to the people. I regret that I didn't go first to Father Fabian and tell him about everything.
Nice.
I want to apologize here, before the Blessed Virgin. If I misunderstood something and said untruths or brought shame on the Church, I didn't intend to do anything like that. I ask Our Lady's forgiveness, and I will accept any punishment that you impose on me.
I'm pleased that you've seen the error of your ways and confessed to your mistakes. These proceedings are closed. You may leave.
Okay.
Johanka will now hear my verdict.
Okay, let's see. Fingers crossed. It's not gonna be anything too bad.
Johanka, are you aware you're facing very grave accusations?
Yes, Monsignor. I am.
You stand accused of preaching from ignorance and leading the people away from the protective embrace of Holy Mother Church. If you do not recant, you will suffer grave consequences.
Pride and ignorance clouded her reason.
Child, it would distress me greatly to have to pronounce a verdict of condemnation. Speak then. Do you recant your sermons and swear never again to preach to the people? And are you prepared to repent?
As God is my witness, I did all this with good intentions. And I will never preach to the people again.
What
I
is
recant
this?
everything I preached, and want to be accepted back amongst good Christians again. I will do whatever you command to make amends for my sins.
Behold, Johanka's soul too have we brought back from the dark labyrinth of the evil one and into the divine light of our Lord Jesus Christ. But the remnants of Satan's evil influence linger in her yet.
Oh well,
Must be
she's gonna be
cast
getting
out
some
in the name
punishment,
of
but
Almighty
still,
God.
hopefully she's gonna survive at least.
Take her. We must all be ever vigilant of Lucifer's evil designs and avoid being caught in his snares. Only Holy Mother Church can safeguard all Christian folks from the onslaught of the devil. Only Holy Mother Church cares for their souls so they may find salvation in the kingdom of heaven.
Full of grace. The Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women.
Ah, she's enjoying it. Of course she is.
Be the fruit of thy womb. Jesus. Holy Mary. Of God.
Behold, Lucifer has been defeated. Johanka has been freed from his malign influence. Now she will take refuge in the sanctuary of the convent, where she will be guided on the righteous path
Phew,
back
convent.
to our Lord
Oh, that's
Jesus
rough.
Christ. God be praised.
No, that's really rough.
Matthias soon recovered from his illness, but when he went to look for Johanka, he found only an empty room. Although she'd been cleared of the charge of heresy, she had to leave with the Inquisitor to enter a convent and do penance for her sins. And all that Matthias had left of her was a bittersweet memory. God alone knows if either of us will ever see her again.
No, that is a rather bittersweet ending. I was kinda expecting that maybe she could be like literally let go with those hits and whatnot, and she's not gonna be preaching. That convent was quite a nasty spin in there. Speech up. I was kind of wondering if maybe I could have done some kind of clever remark in there. I just didn't exactly notice if I would be passing the speech check. So I'm kind of tempted to be trying that part, what you would be saying and what would happen. And it makes me wonder if there is, how many actually solutions there are to this. So we know that there is gonna be a solution where she dies, and Matthias as well. That's if we fail to probably convince her and fail to get her the dice and the conviction, or rather convince her using Matthias. Then we have this, when she goes away, Matthias survives, and I wonder if there's even a third solution where they are all happily together. It almost seems to me that there might be an option where we convince them that she is truly seeing the Virgin, and she's gonna be becoming some kind of saint, or whatever like that, or basically recognized for it. I wouldn't be surprised if there was an option like that. Okay, right now let's load into. I'm really kinda curious. I haven't exactly seen if you would be passing that check. Just want to be right now quickly doing it. Gonna be clicking through it all if I can. To see if you can be passing that one. But yeah, well, that's going to be it then for this DLC. Quite a nice one. A few things in the conversations there I would have done differently, and I think could have been done differently. Maybe even should have. Just so that it actually is making sense, better sense. But otherwise quite a nice content. And definitely topics that would have been real in that time back then. And quite important to the people. So yeah, both the Theresa was quite nice, this was also quite nice. Maybe the Theresa was slightly better, maybe. Because it was altogether different and whatnot. Maybe enjoyed that a bit more, but this definitely wasn't bad either. I was having fun with both. So quite nice extra, like, I don't know, 15 hours of KCD. That is exactly and always welcome. Guys, have a look right now. Trying to quickly click through all of it. We need to be right about now
Monsignor.
to do everything.
What brought? No off. Still, unfortunate. After all.
Monsignor.
Very please.
A demon.
Tell me what you...
It was a deception. I found the skull.
You did the right thing.
There are in
them.
The monk.
But how does this...
I caught wind. I heard it.
I see. And what was...
Yodok.
I really wonder if maybe we can get
All right,
enough
Henry,
of
thank you.
reputation with him to really let her go or something. I don't know. Something along those lines.
Why did you have...
Your hunker...
Okay, let's do this, I guess.
I'm ready, Monsignor.
Just basically I want to be getting
Yes.
into that one
Good.
part with the clever argument
Yes,
we
sir.
can.
One more thing. I'll be with you.
Because I didn't exactly get to check really if I would be passing the speech check for the clever comment or not. Luckily we can apparently be skipping a lot of it, so that's good. Getting us exactly into the sweet spot a bit sooner. Hopefully. But yeah, well, apparently there's a bit of loading going on behind the scenes when the previous things are going on.
And I have found indeed. For this, it is there. Henry of... Anyone who... I will first... Father Fabian.
Your hanker claimed it is an out.
And did...
She did not.
And
I did. What's... Either.
If I may, Monsignor, Johanka sempre cop the...
It's true.
But the fact...
Yeah.
He...
Well... I'm especially...
True. Which...
I'm...
in... The...
Not only that...
Yeah. I swear by all...
Even if it were true...
What? But... You're... Let's...
Quite a complicated trial overall. It seems like there are really a lot of ways how to get into the various endings, I'm thinking.
And...
So yeah, well, they did put in the work here.
Fabian. Thank... I thank... Bailiff.
And also... But...
And...
She hasn't quite so long from... Oh, I... But... No. Well...
Well... Nothing else.
Yes, what? And lose one?
Yeah. You should have reported...
But...
I will...
Okay, getting closer.
Monsignor.
Silence! So...
These things happen. I didn't exactly want to be throwing out their bus because it kind of didn't seem like the right thing. Probably should have said
that kind of thing goes on
she had
all
no
the
evil
time.
intentions.
On every farm there's some maid who's
This was
obliged to
rather
let the
brutal.
farmer
They didn't
fuck
expect
her.
this at all.
And under every castle wall, there's a wench or two who has a child with the local lord.
Enough!
This is really something that bothers me about the design here and there.
It's undignified
Because
for us both.
when
And
you have
for
some kind of like normal text
She's
there
no
and it leads into some kind of rant
Just a
like this
confused
just makes
young
absolutely
girl.
no sense whatsoever.
You may go. Henry? You said a lot of...
Because... And she helped her...
You're sincere. That will be all.
We could be passing it. Let's see what it
Monsignor,
does.
please permit me to say one more thing. I heard some wise words at a sermon in Scythe, and I think I should share them here. It's our Christian duty to fight against sin. But we must love the sinner. So I beg you, Monsignor, be lenient to Johanka.
You're right, Henry. Those are
Okay, let's see
wise
if this
words.
does something.
Nothing remains but to question Johanka herself.
But yeah, we're not gonna be, because we didn't do that, we're gonna be following potentially some playthrough
Johanka of
with something
Scarlet.
with the previous
You've
version.
heard the accusations brought against you, and we have also heard several testimonies.
Probably with the very first one though, because we usually like to roll with what the
I
game gives us,
already
even though it
questioned
doesn't make
you
sometimes
earlier.
sense.
And it has
And it's
also
not what
come
we
to my
wanted.
attention that Henry here bribed
And we
the guard
took some kind
to
of
allow him
curveball
to see you in
into
your
the head.
cell, which I expressly
So I will be
forbade.
taking the one where we kind of failed and were in prison.
I stand by.
So be you.
Forgive. She did. I didn't.
Johanka.
Okay, let's see if this is gonna be different when we ask him to be lenient.
Johanka, are you aware you're facing very grave accusations?
Yes, Monseigneur. I am.
You stand accused of preaching from ignorance and leading the people away from the protective embrace of Holy Mother Church. If you do not recant, you will suffer grave consequences.
Pride and ignorance clouded her reason.
Child, it would distress me greatly to have to pronounce a verdict of condemnation. Speak then. Do you recant your sermons and swear never again to preach to the people? And are you prepared to repent?
As God is my witness, I did all this with good intentions. And I will never preach to the people again. I recant everything I preached and want to be accepted back amongst good Christians again. I will do whatever you command to make amends for my sins.
Behold, Johanka's soul too have we brought back from the dark labyrinth of the evil one and into the divine light of our Lord Jesus Christ. But the remnants of Satan's evil influence linger in her yet and must be cast out in the name of Almighty God. Take her. We must all be ever vigilant of Lucifer's evil designs and avoid being caught in his snares. Only Holy Mother Church can safeguard all Christian folks from the onslaught of the devil. Only Holy Mother Church cares for their souls so they may find salvation in the kingdom of heaven.
Full of grace. The Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women,
Behold, Lucifer has been defeated. Johanka has been freed from his malign influence. Now she will take refuge in the sanctuary
It doesn't
of the
make a difference here.
where she will be guided on the
comment.
righteous path back to our Lord Jesus Christ. God be praised.
It doesn't make a difference. Still the same ending then. Still the same ending.
Matthias soon recovered from his illness, but when he went to look for Johanka, he found only an empty room. Although she'd been cleared of the charge of heresy, she had to leave with the Inquisitor to enter a convent and do penance for her sins. And all that Matthias had left of her was a bitter-sweet memory. God alone knows if either of us will ever see her again.
Well, that didn't exactly change anything then. Well, like the canon ending is gonna be the first one then, I guess. Unless I decide otherwise, the one that where we ended in jail because we made a mistake. It was a panic mistake and a stupid one. It was just because we finished the monastery a year ago and not recently, so we just didn't remember names and whatnot. As I was looking for the one noise that was the bad guy, but I think he wasn't there. Because I think he was called Antonius. But yeah, well, that is it then for DLC Women's Slot. I think it was overall quite nice. Really good extra 15 hours of content. Quite enjoyed coming back into the world. Hope that you enjoyed as well. And well, next week we're gonna be playing something different. As we have finished. I don't think there is still the quest with the tournament, but to be honest, I will be really bad at it. Because I haven't exactly practiced fighting one-on-one all that much in the game. So I'm kinda having doubts you'll be even able to win it. It might be just a whole lot of headache, let's say. So maybe one day I'm gonna be finishing it. But I think that next week we're gonna be playing something different. I was glad to be returning back to the game here. But yeah, well, I'll be waiting maybe for some mods. And they're gonna be finally coming. Maybe with some surprise DLC, even though this should be the last one. We'll see about that. But anyway, I hope that you enjoyed today. And there are gonna be, of course, more streams following next week on Monday after 20 GMT, more Dune 2, as we have started this one. And then after 17 GMT on Wednesday, Age of Mythology, and on Thursday, you're gonna be seeing maybe again some Heroes Chronicles, Heroes of Might and Magic 3, or maybe some new game altogether. Not entirely certain, we're gonna be seeing next week. So if you're interested in that, would be glad for a follow, and much more importantly, if you just showed up on some other stream. In the meantime, there are gonna be over the weekend probably quite a surely streams of Age of Mythology, a Titans Clan League at Twitch TV/RTS League, so if you're interested in that, I might be streaming some games there. But in the meantime, I'll be back at Blackadder's Place, and if you're interested in some more contact with me and my content, then of course you can find below the stream a few things like the Facebooks, Twitters, Discords, and whatever like that. So if you are into that, well, feel free to visit those webs and maybe even follow and whatever like that. But in the meantime, I've been Blackadder at Blackadder's Place. Hope you enjoyed today's stream and see you later. Quite a nice story. The Women's Slot definitely was. Now, hello and welcome everyone again for a moment. Because right after I finished, it kind of actually occurred to me that I might be wanting to talk to all the people. So basically that were kind of involved. What was their opinion on everything? But it's gonna load after... Which one right about now? We got a bad ending when we basically ended here. That was 137. That was the first one. Let's gonna do all of them. This is gonna be like the canon one, right? The 137. This was the sleep-in. Yep. This should be the one where we failed, where we went into prison. And where all of them died. I just want to be kind of talking to people that are gonna be around and were involved with all of it. Probably gonna be a lot of hate on us. I assume. because we didn't do her justice, unfortunately. Yeah, okay, so right now we should be talking to him about it, or is it basically done already? No, we have been out of jail, yep. So we have that. Matthias is of course dead. Let's go to Sebastian, for example. Pick up Horsey, I'll be running around here a bit.
Yeah.
Sebastian, potentially maybe Pavel could be still at the end, maybe he just left. We're gonna be able to talk to Bailiff. Oh, there we are.
Huh. I'm honored that a knight such as...
Johanka is...
She's dead, and it's your fault.
No, well, I kind of, like, yeah, pretty much failed. So I went into prison in there, but I tried to help her anyway. Well, kinda is. I would still kinda be thinking that even when we weren't there, she might have at least tried to recant. It's really strange, but maybe, well, just she didn't have any kind of defense. Then maybe she kinda buckled. Who knows how the account actually went right after. So let's see
That's
where
not
this
true.
leads.
Yes, it is. You encouraged her in it.
No,
you
we
and
did not.
Nicodemus. It should all have come to an end long ago. It should never have gone as far as it did. Go. Get out of my sight. Leave me to grieve in peace. Good luck to you.
Yeah.
That was a bit strange. Yeah, no, you're hungry. He has something to eat here, right? Just for the moment. So that we are not completely starving and ravenous. Damn.
Yeah.
So is Mr. Pavel still here somewhere? This is Fresco Master. People hiding from the drain. No, Pavel is gone with the trial. That's something I was expecting because he was basically just waiting here for that. That was it for him. No, I'm sure that wife of the blacksmith is gonna be happy about how it ended.
Yeah.
Ouch, you're going down. Whoa, survived that one. That was close. No, it's already too late even for this. No, not too early. Actually. Let's wait for the hour until they're going to be opening up.
could help.
Doesn't have anything to
I'll have
say.
to get
She's
something
just
to
gonna
eat.
be
I'm starting to get hungry.
enjoying herself, I guess.
Yeah.
Father Fabian, exactly what one of you would want to talk about. Can actually tackle him, but he doesn't want to talk to us. So he doesn't have any decks. What about Bailiff? Bailiff is not home. It's gonna be Mr. Bailiff then. Somewhere walking around the town.
Yeah.
He kinda likes to be walking like these places.
Yeah.
Let's see if there's gonna be somewhere close by here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or maybe you could be also at the inn. What? We just loaded here. Oh, this! Yeah, that wasn't here before. Went we were too fast.
Yeah.
Running into the loading assets.
Yeah.
There he is.
Jesus Christ.
Nothing. Nothing at all, and nobody really else cares about Johanka. So, we're gonna be right now loading into the other ending. Kinda like the one that we were aiming for, or that would be like a normal for us. But, yeah, the canon ending is the one that we are right about now in. Everybody hating us, as we failed her, as we screwed ourselves up with the monastery thing and went to jail. Yeah, it was a really brutal mistake. And here, we're gonna be having to talk to Nicodemus and then the other dude as well, Sebastian. And even there's gonna be Matthias this time around, probably somewhere still walking.
So, Johanka is gone.
Yes, sadly. I'll miss her. But on the other hand, I don't think what awaits her is anything bad. The contemplative life is free of many everyday hardships and woes, and her healing skills will find application elsewhere. You advised her well, Henry. The fact that it all ended well is largely to your credit. It could easily have taken a very ugly turn, considering the gravity of the charges against her.
Do you still think the Virgin Mary's visitations were real?
Who can say? Was she really deceived by Lucifer, as the Inquisitor said? I don't think so. I think her visions came from Our Lady, but I suppose we'll never know for sure, and Johanka will have plenty of time in the convent to reflect on her visions. See you later.
I guess she will.
Huh?
Okay, so Matthias is not here either. So did he just kinda like leave to I don't know where? Okay, that's her room. I really wonder what happened actually to Matthias here. But he's probably gonna be fine, strolling around somewhere. But But where is that somewhere? That is a pretty huge question.
Johanka was cleared of the most grievous accusations, despite the things that were said in the trial, which you heard yourself, sir.
Yes, but she's gone. Johanka is gone. But I suppose it's best that way. I should never have started that affair with her. It was unreasonable on my part and unjust towards her. Now I can see the wrongness of my actions, thanks to her. In the future, I'll be a better, more virtuous person. That will be the best way to honor her memory. You understand?
I do, sir. I think.
It means I also owe an apology to you, Henry of Scarlets. I will no longer behave towards you in a hostile manner.
Don't you look at that?
And I forgive you for your disrespectful and inappropriate remarks about myself. Thank you for doing what you did for Johanka. Recently, I had a new weapon made for myself, but I think it's
really?
more fitting
That's
that
interesting.
you should have it. Here it is. Let's speak no more of Johanka. Go in peace. God be with you.
Now that's really interesting. Fomberg's sword. Huh. Did not expect that. 1.6k. A short sword. A fine sword, one of the nicest weapons in the area, which Sir Sebastian von Berg had made for himself. He gave it to me as a token of his gratitude for defending Johanka in the heresy trial. Seems like a nice sword. Seems to be having some nice hilt. No, interesting. This is something I did not expect.
Henry, put that weapon away. There's no threat here, is there?
No.
Welcome, Henry.
Don't bother. Don't bother with answering. I was just testing your sword that you have just given me. Okay, Castellan is gonna be closing it. That's why we couldn't. So let's head into town. I'm really disappointed that we couldn't find Matthias anywhere. I really wonder where he is. I don't think he actually said in the ending cinematic where he went. I don't think so. Maybe he's gonna be somewhere on the map. Who knows exactly where. Yep, Pavel gone. Exactly as you would be expecting. As was the case the first time.
God be with you.
Nope, still doesn't want to talk to me. It seems that only the people that actually really cared about her have some kind of text going forward.
You're right. Anyway, I showed a couple of pieces she made last time to old Tonda from Tarbor, the one I buy goods from. And he said,
Oh, this is, yeah, this is not about Johanka. This is about that somebody who is making the embroideries.
Carrots that'll make you potions. Come have a look.
I'm on. God be with you.
Nothing here. Let's check with Father. Sorry, with Father Fabian for the last one.
Hey!
No, don't pretend you're praying, just don't want to talk to me. Oh, this is the Scarlet's Priest. Okay, so we didn't miss anything. I was kind of wondering if maybe we did. But nope, he definitely wasn't one that you could talk to before. It's alright. You know, doesn't want to talk to us the same as before. So I kinda guess this is gonna be it for the whole DLC. I just right now wanted to be just checking out. Maybe there was something more going on with the other conversations. Yeah, well, apparently not so much. And we won't be really saving this because we will be having to go for the other ending anyway. Well, that's it then. Very it for today. So yet again, that was just a bit of an extra. I was just kind of having a bit of a post-stream thought. If they thought about it, and they did, there were some extra reactions for us to be looking at. Interesting sword from Sir Sebastian. Didn't expect that at all. Yeah, definitely expected the anger in my canonical ending where I screwed up and ended in jail and missed the trial. Yeah, that is quite a serious failure. Yeah, well, that's how it went, the playthrough. Mistakes were made. Pretty grievous mistakes. Hope to be avoiding them going forward. And thinking things through a bit better, because that was a really stupid mistake. But anyway, I've been Blackadder at Blackadder's Place. Hope you enjoyed today's theme, even the extra here at the end, and see you later.